So, how can you transition from boyhood to manhood? Watch this video because I've got the solution for you. When I was about 8 years old, I got into this little fight at school. I actually got so angry that I choked this kid out, and a teacher was walking past, saw me, and I had to go straight to the office. So, walking to the office, I was freaking out. I was like, damn, I'm gonna get suspended. This is really bad. And I had to talk to the principal, and it was exactly what I thought. They were threatening to suspend me for getting into this fight with this kid. So what happened was they called my mom. She came in, and I went up to her and I started crying about the injustice of it all. I lied and said I didn't do it, of course. And she told me, don't worry, son, I've got your back. You're not going to be in trouble. And she went to the office and, worked her magic, and I didn't get suspended. This is a typical story of a boy. You get in trouble and your parents bail you out. You run into a problem and you can go to your dad or your mom and ask them for advice because they care about you. You don't have that responsibility yet because you're still young. You're learning about the boundaries of the world. You're figuring out what's okay and what's not okay. They will make sure that nothing goes wrong because it's their duty as parents. But something magical happens, especially as we grow up, transitioning from being a teenager to being an adult. Most countries it's when you're over 18. The world stops giving a shit about you, right? No one gives a shit about you because you're now an adult. It's your responsibility to be able to take care of yourself. What do I mean by this? I'm sure you've watched some movies. I watched another movie the other day, A Quiet Place, and there's a common theme in a lot of movies. The guy has to be able to take care of himself, the man. And also, if he doesn't take care of himself, he dies a gruesome death. When he dies through this gruesome death, the audience doesn't blink an eye. No one cries because it's expected that men die this way. If women were to die on the screen, Game of Thrones style, that would be a catastrophe, that would be a tragedy. You don't see women getting beheaded in movies, for most movies. If children were to die, that would be a catastrophe. That would be a nightmare. That's why the directors don't do that. But men are fair game because a man should know better. And that's how the world looks at men. You should be able to take care of yourself. If a woman was in trouble, let's say she didn't take care of herself in life, she didn't educate herself, she didn't get a job, she can always depend on some men. There's a million men ready to take care of her, ready to put her on a pedestal. For men, that is not the same case. If you don't take care of your shit, no one's going to be your mom, right? No one's going to give you a place to stay at. It just doesn't work that way. So the antidote to a life of misery is learning how to have extreme independence, how to be incredibly resourceful and take care of your own shit. So let's say you have a job and this job requires you commuting an hour every single day. It's your responsibility to know that you should have a spare tire in your car. It's your responsibility to know some basic car mechanics to be able to fix your car if something happens along the road. Because let's say you're stranded, in the middle of nowhere. No one's going to give a shit. No one's going to take care of you. You'll be lucky if someone takes care of you. You'll be lucky if someone decides to stop and help you. That's a benefit, but you shouldn't have to rely on that. You should be able to take care of yourself. Let's say you trusted society and you were going to your supermarket and you found some orange juice, right? That reconstituted orange juice crap. And you thought that this was a healthy drink and you kept drinking it, not knowing there's a fuck ton of sugar in that drink. 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, your doctor's telling you, hey man, you've got diabetes. Sorry. That's not his fault. That's your fault for not educating yourself on proper nutrition. That's your fault for accepting what society tells you, accepting what advertisers tell you, not doing further research, relying on someone else to take care of you the same way you relied on your mom when you were younger, right? If you need to wait for your gym partner to text you, to motivate you to go to the gym, then I'm sorry, you're still a boy. If you are dependent on your government to take care of you after you retire, let's say you're following the societal conditioned script, right? You're following the rat race script and you plan to retire at 65. You're putting your money aside. In Australia, we have what's called superannuation. In America, I believe it's Roth IRA. Most countries have that system where the government takes a bit of money to give you when you retire. Let's say that's the only investment you have in your life and you're just waiting for retirement. You think the government's going to take care of you. Retirement comes. You've got a little bit of money saved up. And guess what? It's not worth anything because of inflation. Because you trusted in the money. You didn't look up economics. You didn't understand how money works. You didn't get any assets. You're fucked. That's your fault. You depended on the government in the same way you depend on your mom or your dad. Let's say you don't educate yourself on women. You don't learn to become a confident man. And you don't attract the right woman in your life and get the right partner in your life and create the right situation that's consistent and coherent with your goal. If you get divorced and lose half your shit, that is your fault. If you didn't educate yourself or protect yourself when you got married, if you do, that's your fault. So you're seeing a common trend here. It's 110% your fault, anything that happens to you in life. You need to become independent. You need to plan for contingencies. Once you see the world through this light, you will understand what it means to be a man. It means learning to take care of yourself, to take care of your business. If people help, that's an added bonus. But you're not expecting that to happen. You're not relying on people to help you. You can take care of yourself. You can make things happen. If you were dropped on a random island near Antarctica or something, you can survive. You can figure it out. You have that type of mentality, that type of mindset. Because once again, no one gives a shit about you. Keep in mind, there are billions of men that live before you. There are going to be billions of men that live after you. No one gives a shit if you die. No one is going to blink an eye. You're nobody. So you need to start giving a shit for yourself. You need to start to take care of your own life because no one else is going to put that kind of effort into it. At the end of the day, we're all out here trying to make it, trying to survive. And if you are depending on other people or other entities, then I got bad news for you. It's not going to end up well for you. So once you make that mental shift from being a boy to being a man by learning how to be independent, to be resourceful, I promise you, everything is going to change. And you'll be one step closer to living and dying well. By the way, guys, if you want to learn more about how to master your psychology, how to master your emotions so that you can literally create the blueprint for your life and follow it and get it, then check out my free ebook, Thriving, in the description. Until next time, peace. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell notifications so we can see more of each other. Until next time.